If you grew up in the early 2010s watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, there's a fair chance that you might have wanted to play a My Little Pony video game. While Hasbro did release the occasional Flash game and mobile game, they never released a genuine double or AAA game during the 4th generation. While Generation 4 was unlucky, Hasbro decided to right their wrongs by creating a My Little Pony console game featuring characters and a story closely related to their recent Netflix movie. That being My Little Pony Adventures of Maritime Bay, developed by Melbot Studios and published by Outright Games. Before we get into the game's story, I need to talk about the elephant in the room. This video is not a hit piece on My Little Pony Generation 5, nor does Gen 5 have any influence on my thoughts on the game. If you replace the G5 characters with G4 ones, I'd have the same opinions and critiques. I know there's tons of drama between the generations at the moment, so I wanted to clarify that this is strictly about the video game. We will not be discussing anything regarding the show unless it's a reference or a nod that the game makes regarding the movie. Alright, with that out of the way, let's go over the story. The game begins with a little exposition by an unnamed narrator, explaining how the Crystal Bright House is a symbol of magic and friendship, and how harmony between all 3 species of pony keep the lights on and keep magic flowing throughout Equestria. We then meet the protagonist of our game, Sunny Star Scout, who slept in and missed all of her friends preparing for Maritime Bay Day. She then notices that her bag is missing, which leads us to the tutorial. So we take control of Sunny and run around for a minute, learning how to run, jump, other basic functions. We find these cute little shiny things all over the place, the occasional pinata that pops out with even more shiny things. We then meet the most beautifully voice-acted bunny of all time. Just take a listen. And of course, because even though they sound cute, they're evil and they're running off with our bag. So of course, we gotta chase it down and retrieve our items. With our bag safely returned, we can start heading towards Maritime Bay. Thankfully, we discover Shimmerwing, the butterfly, who's gonna be the guide for the remainder of the game and point us to where we gotta go. Shimmerwing takes us to Izzy, who's chilling by a broken bridge, who says we can fix it up by upcycling with our unicorn magic. I know we're not a unicorn, but it'll make sense in a second. We search nearby and find all 3 items. Then we use our alicorn powers to rebuild the bridge. We then find Hitch, who wants us to participate in Maritime Bay Day's newest event, the Bunny Herding Classic. But first, we have to help him out by retrieving 3 bunnies. After doing so, he compliments our abilities, but says that we now have to go find 3 carrots to feed the bunnies before we partake in the event. So, we run around the same area and dig up 3 carrots to feed the circle creatures. Now that the beasts are fed, we complete our first minigame. Or if you're like me, the game glitches out and skips the minigame, awarding you with a score of 0, and Hitch praises you for your intense bunny herding skills. Hitch so gracefully moves some boxes out of our way, and now we have arrived on Main Street. Pip introduces us to Main Street and invites us to
the Pip Pip Parade! Pip Pip Parade!
The group all splits up, which gives us time to run around and collect some more shinies. Once we're done horsing around, we meet a guard blocking our path who says we have been automatically signed up for the Wings Flight Academy. And since we're labeled as a rookie, we have to do a ground-based obstacle course. We then quickly complete the obstacle course and we're let through. We meet up with Pip, who's sobbing uncontrollably because some pony defaced her billboard. Though admittedly Sprout looks pretty happy about it. Yes, he looks like that throughout most of the cutscene. So he asks us to run around and find out who's responsible. We run around Main Street, talk to 3 different ponies that all describe Izzy being the culprit. We return to Sprout, who threatens to arrest Izzy if he finds her before we do. Thankfully, he decides to just stand still as we run off. Finding Izzy, who of course didn't deface the billboard and has no idea what we're talking about, suggests that we go find some paint to fix the billboard. Some more of that upcycling goodness as mentioned from before. So we head to the paint vendor to get some. Though apparently, according to said paint vendor, money isn't allowed on Maritime Bay Day. He asks that we trade him a guard helmet, and of course we don't have one of those. So we run around and find another vendor that is selling one. That vendor requests a flower, and thankfully next door, there's a flower vendor. Her neighbor is willing to give us one if we grow her plants, so using our alicorn magic, we do just that. We grab the flower, give it to the lady, get the helmet, give it to the paint guy. After more running around and trading, we get the paint and we fix the billboard. Pip's happy and invites us to her dance show, so we follow her and talk to her once again. Now, because nothing's going right on Maritime Bay Day, She's missing her backup dancer, so we offer to look for them. We talk to her and find out she's hiding because she doesn't have anything pretty to wear. So, we run around and collect 3 free pieces of clothing from vendors. We bring her the clothes and she still doesn't want to perform. She wants to impress Hitch, but is too nervous to. So Sunny gives her advice and tells her a better method of getting his attention involving smoothies. So we go to the smoothie shop to pick up 2 pumpkin smoothies. As expected, the vendors ran out of pumpkins. So we dash around Main Street again, collecting 3 big pumpkins. After delivering the pumpkins, he only gives us 1 smoothie. Like, okay, I guess. Primrose was very thankful, but apparently still doesn't want to perform, so she bails on Pip. Yes, she just bails, even though we just helped her. Yeah. Thankfully for Pip, we've played Dance Central a few times in the past and decided to partake in Pip's dance show.
It's showtime, Philly!
We complete the dance show and meet up with Hitch, who follows us to another part of Maritime Bay. Hitch is talking to Sunny and getting hyped up for the bunny herding event, but gets jump scared by his billboard being defaced. Thankfully, Zip swoops in with her detective skills, claiming that she can solve the case for us. Even though Zip claimed to be a detective, Sunny goes around and asks 3 more ponies about the billboard, all of which describe Zip. We meet back up with her and let her know what we found, but it couldn't have been her due to her being at flight school just before she flew in. Sprout appears and threatens to arrest Zip, so like any wrongly accused Pegasus, she flies right out of there. Sprout then says that he's going to warn the citizens of Maritime Bay of the, and I quote, imminent danger. Izzy compliments the redesign of the billboard, saying that Hitch's horns are immaculate, but also suggests on how we can fix it. So predictably, we run around trading things for paint. With the billboard fixed and Izzy now on it because, why not, I guess, yeah. Sure. We head to another new area of Maritime Bay, where our apparently old pal and Royal Guard friend Zoom is waiting for us to take the Advanced Obstacle Course. We knock that out and are rewarded with rollerblades. Sure, why not? We finally catch up with Hitch, who is desperate for us to take part of his bunny herding activity again. But before we do that, he asks us to run around and find his 3 crabs that ran off. With that out of the way, we can finally take part in this event. We herd all the fellas in their proper lanes and complete the event. Hitch, of course, is yet again impressed with our abilities. And Sprout is there because he's scared of a few bunnies blocking a path on Main Street. So Hitch asks us to take care of it, and we head that way. Arriving at Main Street, we see Sprout holding a town meeting regarding the defaced billboards, which is all fine and dandy until he gets racist. Yeah, no, he just gets racist. Here, look, even Sunny is cringing at it, like, huh? Anyways, we ignore the meeting for now, and we talk to this massive bunny with a wig named Marcel? Marcel? I don't remember. I played this game 3 times. What is it? Hitch, what is his name?
His name is Marcel.
Alright, yeah, it's that, yup. He has demands that we must fill before he moves to let ponies pass. So, of course, we oblige. First, he has us get him a fresh smoothie. So, we head to the vendor from earlier, partake in a high-stakes race against time to get him a smoothie before its freshness disappears. The big fella himself is not satisfied yet, and has us get him a pair of sunglasses next door. We return, but this gluttonous creature has yet to be satisfied. He now demands that we run around Main Street and find him 3 balloons. After receiving his balloons, he flies away. With their messiah gone, the smaller creatures disperse and let us through. We enter a new area, which is apparently Maritime Bay's flight school wings. Zip chats with us for a minute and leaves us be to explore. After collecting more shinies, the guard Zoom makes us take a hide speed challenge. We knock that out and witness Sprout being racist again. Like, just watch.
But the criminals seem to be a unicorn and a Pegasus. How can I know you won't protect your own, huh?
Being a Pegasus was not a crime last time I checked.
All Pegasi and unicorns are suspects, sir.
Like, I know the movie tackles racism, like that's like the whole plot, but this game is very obviously made for kids, so just to hear just blatant racism from one pony species to another is just, it's just weird, but you know, go off, I guess. So we run around and talk to 3 different ponies who all describe Pip. One does mention that Pip's wings fell off. Man, I sure hope Pip is okay. That must really not feel good for her wings to fall off. We tell Sprout everything that we've discovered, to which he tries to confiscate the fake wings to cover his tracks. Of course, we don't hand it to him and he runs off. We talk to Pip and Izzy, and again come to the same conclusion that we need paint to fix the billboard. Thankfully, we've done this twice already, and I spotted a pony creating anti-Pegasus and unicorn propaganda that I'm sure would let us borrow some paint. Though I would like to add that this pony drawing the racist signs isn't racist, they're just bored. So silly, goofy. So we talk with them, and of course they're gonna want something. What do they want? Well, they want a pool floaty, which is something that we can get from a pony called Cool Floaty. Yup, that's his name. We gotta find his pet crab. So we run around, we find the pet crab in a cave, bring him out, we get the pool toy, then we give the pool toy to the not racist drawing racist propaganda, and we fix the billboard. Hooray! Entering the final area of Maritime Bay, we find Hitch chillin', and he says that we need to get his 3 bunnies back before we're able to start a race with Izzy. So we do that, knock it out real quick, and we meet up with Izzy. She gives us one final task to graduate flight school. We have to race her by, not racing her and instead flying through hoops, avoiding multiple Generation 4 hot air balloons. Yeah, that's not a race. That's not a race at all. Anyways, we complete that and get a cutscene of Zip talking to us, when suddenly she falls out of the sky and the lighthouse goes dark. Zip actually just falls into the ocean, by the way, we don't catch her, and Sprout is just watching, being a total hater and cheering on her downfall, which, of course, gets him caught. He tries to run away, but the gang follows him. Now we're back on Main Street, and every pony's a racist and calling for the end of all other types of ponies. Sunny hops up on a thing, and she's like,
"Kids, don't be racist."
And every pony changes their minds, like, it's just that easy. But not really, because Magic isn't back yet. Alright, don't think about it. Don't think about it. They all disperse, and we move on to find Sprout. The gang, of course, is a little depressed, which I mean, fair. But Sony motivates them by saying that she'll force Sprout to explain his lies when they capture him, which will return things to normal. We push a few buttons, build a ramp, and we chase after Sprout. We complete the final minigame, and with the help of every pony else, we catch Sprout. Sprout explains that he was racist and tried to make every pony hate them because...
The last months have been so weird and overwhelming. So much magic and strange ponies everywhere. I just...
Yeah, no, that's a pretty bad excuse to be racist. But we're going over the story. Critiques not yet. My bad. I'll hold my thoughts. But who cares? Because Magic is back. Even though no one saw Sprout's confession.
Hey, Sprout! I have an idea that could cheer you up.
No.
Let's dance!
Alright, this game sucks. Let's talk about it. So, fair warning, everything that I'm about to say is my opinion. So if you enjoyed this game, or even speedrun it on the daily, just know your opinion is 1,000,000% valid. This is just, again, my personal critiques and opinions. So with that said, I hate this game, which kind of sucks to say out loud. Of course, I wanted to like this game going into it, and I'm sure there were people a part of the creative process that avidly enjoyed My Little Pony. I know for sure the person that created the models for the main characters is in fact a brony. And ironically enough, it's one of the best parts of the game. That and the voice acting. I think the models look fantastic, besides this one scene, which I don't think is their fault. But the voice acting is very on par to how it is in the TV show, which was really cool to experience. But besides those two main things, the game is lackluster everywhere else that it counts. The story itself is just a rehash of the morals from the movie, which unfortunately is not done nearly as well as the movie. The gameplay is boring and predictable. You do the same 2 to 3 is being generous, tasks over and over again, not counting the minigames. The only bit of variety you get are rollerblades 3/4 of the way through the game, which are extremely underutilized. They only make you faster. There's no cool like rollerblading minigame or something, and no, the last minigame does not count as a rollerblading minigame because you can't move left or right. You just go straight and you jump. That is a jumping minigame, not a rollerblading minigame. I wish it was a rollerblading minigame. It'd be a lot cooler than what we got, which I'm just going to go straight there. The last minigame of the game, I actually just, in my first playthrough, I let myself hit all the obstacles. And of course, I still won. But it was just that boring. I was that bored on my first playthrough that I just wanted the game to be over with. I was done. Just show me the resolution and let's get this over with. Which shouldn't be the reaction you want when playing a video game, whether it was made for babies or made for teenagers or whoever, whatever. It's a video game at the end of the day. A video game needs to be enjoyable, which is not something I got out of this game. And there's a lot of people that agree with me. If you look at the reviews of just the studio itself, they're known for making very lackluster games, as mentioned before. So it's not a surprise to me that this game turned out the way it did. There might have been a few passionate people on board, but it was not enough to save the game from being what it is, which is shovelware. Alright, admittedly, I went on a bit of a unscripted tangent there, so I'm just going to bring it back in for a moment. But yeah, no, it's just very disappointing, because it's something I'm very passionate about, which is just the My Little Pony franchise as a whole. So to see it be treated the way that it was by Hasbro, it was very obviously commissioned due to the success of the movie. They were just like, hey, guess what? We made a lot of money. Let's make more. Hey, game studio that's known for making quick games, can you make a quick game for us? Oh, of course. There just so happened to be a few passionate people a part of the process, which again is cool to see, but it still turned out the way it did. So they are making a sequel, and I do not have high hopes for it. I'm going to go in with a very open mind like I did with this game. But based off of the screenshots we've already got, it's going to be the same mini games but retextured. But I saw something like this. This billboard, custom made. It's not an asset ripped from the movie or something. Like, this is, okay, we might have a new unique story. Plus Misty's in it. Who doesn't like Misty? Come on. So I'll definitely be making a review of that, but it's not looking good so far. Alright, every pony, that's all I really got for y'all today. Admittedly, I'm recording this final bit around a month after I've stopped recording, but I felt the video ended on a more negative note than positive, and that is not the way I want my first major video to go out. So, to remedy that, we're going to be taking a look at some unreleased pre-alpha footage of this game. For some reason, they left these scrapped tutorial videos in the game's files. So, Outright Games, if you're going to get mad at anyone, maybe give one of your employees a slap on the wrist, not little old me who's reporting it. So, I hope y'all enjoyed taking a look at very early stages of this game. I hope you enjoyed my video. It was a lot of fun to make. And I hope all y'all have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching.